Hey there, folks. You know, if you've watched some of our past videos, and I know many of you are our subscribers, and I always appreciate that, this video is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. I call this one, You Be the Coach. And as you probably also know by watching our previous videos, I really enjoy precision reloading and precision rifle shooting. Well, you know, sometimes I think I craft some pretty darn good ammo, go through some rather extreme reloading efforts, and then when I get out on the range, it may not perform as I would really hope it to. And sometimes that's just the result of my experiments, and I'm learning that this works and that doesn't. In other cases, I'm worried or concerned that the shooter is interjecting some error into the equation. And so I put together this video, and I'm going to roll the footage, and I want you to be the coach. I'm shooting my Ruger Precision Rifle once again, and the conditions today, it's a spring morning, kind of on the warm side here. Quite dry. I have set up a number of cameras on me to watch my shooting technique, let's say. Shooting some steel today at 350 yards. This is Federal factory ammo. Going hot. So one of the things that I like to do is once what I call roll into the stock. In other words, I place my cheek on that stock and I'm actually preparing to take the shot. I like to take that shot in less than 20 seconds. And when I'm shooting steel, I'm trying to get that down to about 6 or maybe 7 seconds. Uh-oh. The whole thing fell down. I don't know. Oh, nuts. Oh. Oh, man. Well, right there after that second shot on the steel, the wind toppled over my steel target. I didn't really think that was going to happen, but it happened. Even though I nailed that target base into the soil, it just pulled it right out. So after resetting the target, I'm trying to get back into position. That makes the whole thing a little bit more challenging. Now, one of the things I'm trying to do here is I want to have my shoulder and my entire body, let's say, on that right side, if you want to think of it like that, directly behind the barrel, the whole axis of that barrel. I'm looking for very consistent cheek weld. I'm looking for very consistent trigger squeeze, and what I want to see there is a 90-degree straight to the back trigger squeeze. I don't want that trigger to be coming up. That's actually the reason why I changed the grip on that Ruger Precision Rifle, and I want to have good follow-through to my shots. Now, there's lots of stuff going on in that series there. I don't know if you noticed it, but shot number 4 missed the target. Going hot. The wind tended to be blowing things to the left, but what's happening is that shot flew off to the right. So let's see if we can figure this out. This is that axis that I'm trying to maintain. In the first couple of shots, it really wasn't too bad. I'd still like to have my body a little bit more from about my hips, a little bit more to the right. Did you see the flag? When I had to reposition, you'll notice it's quite a bit worse. In fact, there's a distinct change in my position right at the hip point. Inconsistencies in the shooting are going to reflect, or they're going to show up on your targets. we go. That's them. Now let's study this trigger control. What I'm doing here is I'm going to be running the video at slow motion, very slow speeds, once I actually depress that trigger blade and go into the actual trigger squeeze. Looking for a nice 90-degree trigger squeeze with good follow through, and release the trigger. Then of course cycle and let's go through it once again. Now I like to think of every shot is my first shot. And so after my target falling over on shot 2, I didn't make too big of a deal of it other than laughing at it. And after missing shot number 4, oh, I know I missed, I took shot number 5 as if it were my first shot. Now the other thing I want you to watch on this trigger squeeze is watch the fingers. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see those fingers that are on the grip tightening before the shot. You can't they definitely tightened, but I'm looking at this and I think that the tightening happened as a result of the shot, as a result of that recoil impulse. And that I don't know that you're going to be able to change all that much. The thing we don't want to see is those fingers tightening up before the shot is fired. And you can notice that, you can see that because the fingertips will curl in and they'll actually show a little bit more white underneath the fingernails. You can kind of test that yourself. When you put pressure on that fingertip, the color of the nail will turn more of a white color. We don't want to see that before the shot breaks. Now what you can't see is you can't see my left hand that is holding on to the monopod, the Atlas monopod in the back there. That's another place where anticipation of recoil can kind of mess you up by tightening that rear bag or the monopod or something like that.
That's them.
Now let's look at this from one more angle. This is the another one of the remote cameras working from the front. I'm now using these sled legs or feet on my Accutac bipod, and they tuck very, very nicely beneath the strap or the webbing on this rest. What I want you to watch here is the whole body, but look at those legs at the back. Are they moving? And sometimes they do. Are they moving in anticipation of the shot? Are they moving during the shot? Any sort of movement when we're looking for precision rifle or precision fire is going to affect the shot placement. We also want to watch that shoulder, the firing side shoulder, doesn't roll in anticipation of the shot. That looked good to me. Well, why do you think shot number 4 missed? Flat out shooter error? Something that I'm not catching? Is it inconsistencies in my ammo? These weren't my reloads, by the way. I'm using some Federal Premium 168 grain Sierra Match Kings. I think I dialed in or doped it correctly. I was hitting pretty good, especially in a vertical concern. But I know that the factory ammo typically isn't going to be as good, or really isn't as good, as consistent, let's say, as a good reload. Well, what do you think? I'm actually thinking it's wind shift, or at least that's the majority of the cause. You know, I was running my Kestrel before I shot, and I was getting up to 11 mile per hour crosswinds, but then I would notice that the wind was shifting from almost a 90-degree right to left wind to coming in behind me. And it's very possible on that particular day that winds moved a little bit more and started blowing from more or less my left toward my right, and that could have pushed my shot off to the right that we just saw. And of course, wind is always the enemy of precision rifle fire, especially at long range, and I'm not going to say that this was long range. I'm very hesitant to say that. 350 yards is a decent shot, but it's not what I would call long range shooting. Well, you are the coach. Let me know your thoughts. Hey, and if you'd like to see some more videos like this, put that into the comments as well. Thanks for watching.